In this video, I'm going to be sharing top 5 variations of the press up. Press ups, hugely popular exercise in boxing and been used for many years and been used by legends of the sport such as Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, performed by hundreds of thousands of professionals, amateurs and recreational athletes all over the world.
I started doing 1,300 push-ups a day.
But with press ups, there's some technical flaws, often done for high volume of repetition, whereas it doesn't really go towards what the nature of the sport is. We're wanting to improve hand speed, we're also looking to try and protect the shoulder. So with our upper body pressing exercises, often at Boxing Science, we're using weights such as like dumbbell floor press, dumbbell chest press, or going towards the rack press on a barbell. However, we know that most amateur gyms don't have access to these facilities and still want to use press-ups and body weight variations and the pressing action to help improve upper body strength. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the top 5 variations for press-ups that are going to be shoulder friendly, be done with optimal technique, and also looking towards the demands of the sport, looking to increase rate of force development and hand speed to transfer into explosive punch. What are the common technique flaws that I see? So first of all, I see a wide hand position and elbows flared out. If you think about what's your most powerful position, so imagine yourself that you're pushing a car that's stuck, broken down or stuck in the snow, and you're getting behind it and you want to try and push it as hard as you can. You're going to get into this naturally strong position. You're not going to be wide with the elbows flared and shoulders elevated. You're going to get in nice and close and push it from here. So that's what your natural pressing position is. So when we go into press ups, we want our hands at shoulder width, elbows tucked in, and be strong through that pressing action. Also, what you're likely to see are the hips going to drop. So if the hips end up dropping, this means that the core isn't engaged and you get a lot of lower back activation. The press ups are a fantastic exercise not only for upper body pressing, but also for core stability and strength as well. You want to make sure that your hips are staying level with the shoulders, you tuck that belly button in, keep that core tense. This gives you a better pressing action. And then also doing it for hundreds of reps. If you're strong enough, you could do it for 100 reps, or doing 50 reps, or doing it to pure exhaustion. What you want to do is try and do it for a limited amount of reps, but looking to produce high forces and high speeds. And these are what these variations are going to offer you. So the first variation are strict press ups. So we're going to drop down into that bottom position, keeping our hips, feet level with the shoulders, pause for a slight second, and then we're going to drive up as fast and forceful as we can. If you're finding this quite easy, you can take your feet in, and this creates more demand on the core. If you're finding it hard and you're letting them hips drop a little bit, you want to make sure that you take your feet a little bit wider to reduce that tension through the core. So you're maintaining that proper posture during the press up. So the strict press ups, we're going down, slow, pausing for a second, and then we're driving up with maximum force and intent. Be performing between 8 and 12 repetitions on this. So progression from the strict press ups is simply doing a pause press up. So when you get to that bottom position, just pausing that little bit more. And with this pause, you're taking away like any kind of stretch reflex from the downward phase, purely going for a concentric action. You're also increasing that time under tension, which is fantastic for strength and hypertrophy gains. So we're dropping down into the press up. We're going to hold it at the bottom for 3 seconds, and then we're driving up. So it's a little bit like a military press up, where we go down, we hold until we say go. You can even prolong this. So let's say if an athlete is doing 8 or 10 reps pretty easy without any fatigue, you can go for a longer pause at the bottom. So you can go for even 5 seconds. We're not going all the way to the bottom. Basically our body's touching the floor, but we're getting into this strong pressing position without any kind of internal rotation in the humeral head. We're dropping in, body just off the floor, elbows tucked back, and then we're driving through into a powerful action. A good variation to do is a press up into shoulder tap. So we're going to pause at the bottom, we're going to drive up, and as we're driving up, we're going into an opposite shoulder tap. And what this does is increases that core demand, but also it's fantastic for single arm strength because you're going to get this pectoral major really fired up there, but also it's fantastic for shoulder stability as well. Posterior shoulder muscles engage the scapula, give that scapula some stability as we're going into that pressing action. Being able to hold it in this top position, the posterior shoulder muscles are really having to engage to keep that scapula in a strong position. So this is fantastic pressing variation to not only strengthen up the pressing action, but also to keep these shoulders strong and safe as well. For this variation, you want to be doing around about 6 reps on each side, so 12 reps overall. The fourth variation, we're going to go for increased forces and increased hand speed now. So we're going to go for explosive press-ups. We're going to start off in a prone position on the floor, and we're going to have our hands slightly elevated off the floor, and we're literally going to drive into the floor and into that press-up position. With this, starting from a dead start, having that extra emphasis so that our hands being off the floor and then driving into the floor will increase that rate of force development, that hand speed, and the force that you'll be able to produce through the upper body. So with this, main things are, even though we're going fast, we need to make sure that our body is staying aligned throughout this action. So we're not wanting our hips to be dropping in as we perform this action. We're wanting to make sure that our stomach is nice and tense. You want it to act like there's a little knife just coming out of the floor. Really tuck that belly button in. This is really engaging the core, stomach off the floor. Have your feet a little bit wider, and this will engage all the core, making sure that your hips are traveling at the same speed as your upper body. With this, because it's increased forces and speeds, we want to try and maintain that throughout the set. So perform less reps on this. You want to be performing anywhere between 5 repetitions and 8 repetitions. The fifth and final one is the plyo catch and press. Now, I originally wrote it in this order. If I'm thinking about the progressions, the explosive press ups would come before the plyo catch and press. The plyo catch and press, the reason why it's a little bit more advanced, you're dropping into that action, there's high eccentric forces. Instead of starting from the prone position and boom, driving through that action, dropping into it this time, we have to absorb that force and reproduce that effectively. So this is going to improve that stretch shortening cycle of the upper body, which is really important for combination punching. So on this one, it's only between 5 and 8 repetitions. Again, we're starting with a narrow stance. We'll drop to wide to the outside into that neutral position, dropping down into that catch position, into the bottom position of a press up, and then we're driving explosively out of it. Like I said, there's going to be more force going through the hands on this one. Therefore, it's going to be increased eccentric forces and increased rate of force development as we press through the action. Okay guys, so they're my top 5 press up variations for boxing. Again, this is all to keep the shoulders safe and also towards the demands of the sport, where we're trying to increase upper body strength and upper body hand speed as well. With these repetitions, for the first 3, you want to be going between 8 and 12 repetitions. For the plyo catch and press and the explosive press up exercises, you want to be going between 5 and 8 repetitions. Start off with beginners at the strict press ups, and then start challenging your athletes as we go on. You want to spend about 2 or 3 weeks on each exercise and then go towards explosive press up exercises. If you are more advanced already and you feel like you're ready for the advanced ones, give it a go or let me know how you find it. So thank you very much for watching. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future content. Hopefully we see you on the next video of Boxing Science.